So this is finally the last fishing video. I'll fish 2 days in a row, and that's it, pretty much forever. So I've been looking forward to this for a little while. But first, we have Demetrius. We finally shipped enough to get the cave, and so I always go with bats, just because I think they're more helpful for long term, but you don't really need to use them. You can just get, if you get the mushrooms, it's better for energy, but bats make completing the community center easier. I don't know, so it's up to you. And I should add, every morning you have to water everything. I don't put that in my daily goals, but I figure it's kind of implied. But I don't know, I didn't add it, so it's okay. I kind of enjoy the early process of watering stuff. Kind of reminds me of just, I guess, real life watering. It's like probably the most peaceful part of my day. Just starting out every morning by just watering all the plants and make sure everything's kind of happy and checking the progress, And then I'm going to start clearing out some more of my farm too, so let's look at our goals. We are going to fish a lot, like I said. We're also going to upgrade our pickaxe. That's why we sold all this stuff yesterday. And we're going to start doing our acorn forest over here by Grandpa's shrine. So I'll start clearing out slowly every day, whenever luck is bad or whenever I want a little break, I guess. And then I think we should hit level 10 fishing today, which I know I've been trying to get there, and I've been kind of worried about hitting it. You really don't have to get there until I don't know, maybe the 13th or so, before you actually go to the skull caverns, or maybe up to the 15th. You have a while to go, so this is early, but it's nice to get it out of the way. So yeah, it's been kind of a wild day again at my actual house. I'm in the process of hardening off all of my seedlings, which, if you don't know, it means basically every day you introduce them into the actual wild world. So you start off by doing a half hour a day, and then an hour, and then 2, 4, 6, whatever, until they're basically strong enough to survive in non-ideal conditions. So I'm doing that, but I have a lot of seedlings, and they're all really huge. So taking them all outside takes half an hour, and then I leave them out for an hour or whatever, and then it's another half hour to bring them all in. Which I know doesn't sound like a lot now that I'm talking about it, but it's kind of a lot of back and forth of dragging big old plants. Most of which are peppers and tomatoes. So they're all a little bit floppy, and I don't know, it's kind of nice, finally getting them ready to go outside. We're running out of space pretty bad here, so it's gonna be a relief to have our living room-ish area back. But yeah, so yeah, we got the gold pickaxe going, and then we're just gonna go fishing again. So we'll see how that all goes. I went with kind of a different fishing editing choice, even though I think I like the fading the most, and I think most people do too. I thought I would just cut out everything except for when I fished up chests. And I have had a really good, a pretty strong streak of luck days, or the pyramid luck. So there's a lot of chests, but I swear 80% of my chests are terrible. And there's a lot of kind of different theories about why that is. But I don't know. I don't think there's any real method or madness to it, or method to the madness. Every chest I get is bait, a single piece of bait. Which I guess, if you're looking for XP, it's worth it. It's worth almost as much as a perfect catch. But when you're done with XP, it's kind of annoying, because you waste all the energy to get a chest, and it's just one bait. It's basically just getting your money back. So yeah, I'm going to check. I guess you won't really see it too much, but I'll check my fishing constantly, just to see if I actually hit level 10. Even though, like I said, it doesn't actually matter. I won't be selling any fish until much later in the run, so I don't know, just a habit. I'm hoping I can get a little stretch of quiet to finish this recording. They're doing like road construction. They're like digging up our entire street for new water lines and stuff. So it's kind of hard to like time it out in between drilling, but I'm doing my best. But yeah, so here's like the first chest of the day, I think. And it's always on like a carp, I feel like. But I'm pretty sure, yeah, look, cool, bait. Total waste. And yeah, so from here on out, I'll just skip to my chests. Sometimes it's hard to see the fade, but I don't know. It doesn't really matter. And yeah, coal. I mean, some of that stuff is okay. Like, I think the best thing, obviously, is you can get Neptune's glaive. You can get iridium bands, diamonds, and like things like dinosaur eggs are kind of nice because they're a rarer drop. But I mean, right now, the main thing I want are pretty much just like rubies, emeralds, and diamonds, just to get ready for skull caverns. I don't know if I've mentioned that too much yet, but the main things you need before like your first day of skull caverns is good luck, obviously. You want rubies and diamonds for the spicy eel and espresso, because speed is kind of the main thing you want to stay alive and also progress faster. And then you also want the emeralds on Fridays because you could trade them for cheese, which is a really good food. Other than that, I think the only other thing you really need, in my opinion, is a gold pickaxe, just so the rocks only take 2 hits to break. And then, yeah, that's it. So that's what I'm really hoping for. I do get a little bit of ore here and there, so you'll see me drop my my furnace down and just smelt it as I go. Because you might as well smelt everything you get as you get it, because later on you'll need, like 30 furnaces going all the time. And I got a diamond that time with bait, but a diamond's nice. I think for a full day of skull caverns, it basically costs 2 rubies and 3 diamonds in terms of food. So that's kind of what I want. At least, 3 of each would be good for my first day, which I might have already. I don't know, it doesn't matter, but I'll probably get it. And if I don't, I'll just be a little bit slower. Fire quartz is also super nice because you'll need a lot of refined quartz for quality sprinklers later. We'll probably need like 70 refined quartz, and each fire quartz is worth 3 refined if you smelt it. And then, I don't know, like the geodes will be nice. I haven't really cracked. That's convenient. I haven't cracked. Oh my goodness. Every time I try to say that, my voice cracks. I haven't cracked too many geodes yet, but I will at some point. And I might use the predictor for that, just because the predictor will tell you exactly what is in the geode before you crack it. So you can crack them in the most efficient pattern to get what you want. Otherwise, it's kind of a gamble on what you get. And I can explain more about that sometime later if I end up doing it. But for now, I'll leave it at that. I chased bubbles a little bit, but there was no point really. I got like 1 cast out of it. And no chest. I don't even know why I left it in. Also, I don't remember what the weather was tomorrow, but hopefully it's rain. I think I have close to enough money or like fish saved up for the vault bundle. But if I don't, I really need rain days just because catfish are worth so much. So it's possible in the future I will have to fish one more time if it's rainy out and if I don't have enough money. So like, ideally, it would be a bad luck day. So I wouldn't want to go to the mines anyway, and it'd be raining, so I could just fish instead. And then I overexerted myself again. So hopefully I do level up my fishing. But if not, it's all good. This is a song I almost never hear because I don't really talk to Elliot ever. I always find him kind of difficult to find, aside from on Monday. Hell yeah, so level 10. Always go with Angler. The 50% cost is totally worth it. Anyway, we're to day 10. And so it's kind of the same as yesterday, but I could fish until I pass out. I don't really need to though. I do have to sell enough fish and other stuff to buy 80 kale seeds, and that's to start working my way towards level 6 farming. And so you can do it in one batch if you want, but there's really no point because you'll need a lot more money up front and a lot more regular quality sprinklers or non-quality sprinklers. So that's all we're really going to do today. That's our main focus, aside from fishing and a little bit of cleanup. All these acorns are going to be really handy for later on, just because that forest needs to be starting up here pretty soon. And I'm finally harvesting the rice. I don't know why I left it for so long. But I guess it doesn't matter. Like, it's not worth a ton, but it'll be something I can just easily sell and hopefully have enough money for the kale. Hopefully I do my math well. So I don't know what it is. Sometimes I tend to mess it up. I try to do it in my head or like in a calculator and then add it up in my head, and it never works out. So we'll see if I do that again. I still have the 20 potatoes, which I really wish... I know that, like, obviously it's a game, but I do wish that potatoes grew this fast. Because we're growing potatoes now, and this is my first time ever growing potatoes. And it's taken, like, I feel like a month for the actual, the seedlings to emerge, so to speak. I don't know, it's kind of a cool experience. Like, they're really easy to take care of. You just water them, like, once in a while. But yeah, it doesn't take 6 days. I do wish it did. Yeah, so we're headed back to the lake with no rain. But yeah, just gonna fish again. You could probably work in like a friendship with Linus really easily to this route too. Like Linus, Maru, Sebastian, Robin, and Demetrius. It just depends on what you're going for. If you want to also like get gifts occasionally or get certain items earlier than normal, you can befriend people, but I've been ignoring that, I guess, this whole time. We'll see how next week goes. But yeah, back to the aquatic grind. And I'm sure you've probably, like, at this point realized why most people don't do this min-max strategy. Just because it's so aggressively front-loaded with fishing. And that's not for everybody. I know a lot of people really, really can't stand fishing or find it really difficult, which I totally get, so I don't blame you. There are alternatives. There's a trick called, I guess what people call it is elevator farming, which is like a method of farming geodes over and over again, which you can make probably 100,000 gold a day doing it, but you're looking at like, 4 to 6 hours of real time to play through one day of elevator farming. And it's the worst. It super sucks. Like, you have to reload floors basically over and over and over again and just break single rocks and then reset with like a bunch of crazy pausing and really like frame perfect stuff that is just not fun. So I don't ever do that. I could probably make a video on it if you're ever interested in how it actually works, but I think it sucks. It's just not fun. And you could also clay farm. I think I've mentioned that before, but that's like, you basically predict the RNG of where clay is going to be. God, my voice is not doing good today, but whatever. You basically just predict the RNG of the clay and hoe in a pattern. So every time you hoe, you'll get clay. And that can be worth a lot too. It's also kind of boring. And if you mess up, it's really, really hard to find your place again, at least in my opinion. And I'm just not good at it. That's the reality of it. And I know, like, fishing isn't really that much fun necessarily, but like, at least chests are interesting. At least, like, there's some element of surprise occasionally, or excitement to it, you know? Like, if you get a Neptune's Glaive or an Iridium Band on, like, your second day, that's pretty cool. But, like, you're just gonna get clay from clay farming, and you're just gonna get geodes from geode farming. So, this is kind of my preferred option of those three. Or you could just play normally. And just farm a bunch or do whatever. It doesn't matter. Like, this is just kind of what I like. After the first year of min-maxing, I tend to kind of go more relaxed and just kind of do whatever I want and do more aesthetically pleasing things. And then, like, once a week deal with ancient fruit or star fruit and wine and all that. Because, like, a lot of the work in this run is front-loaded. And so you just kind of get all the mundane stuff out of the way. Like, basically the next week or two will be a lot of mines and skull cavern dives. Mostly skull cavern. Which gets a lot more interesting and also a lot more frustrating. Especially if your luck isn't good. Like, if you get a lot of bad luck days in a row, or, you know, sometimes the good luck days aren't even that good. It could get kind of rough, you know. So I don't know. We'll get there. We'll see how it goes. I'm hoping we get some decent luck. But that's another reason that spicy eel is so nice. Just because it gives you the +1 luck boost. And then a lucky ring would be cool too. You can get those from crates in the skull caverns. I think on the even floors only. I can't remember on that, but you can also get it from panning, which that'll be a while off, but hopefully I get an early lucky ring. And I have not honestly been paying attention to what these chests have been. I don't think anything good so far. It doesn't look very good, so just some artifacts and, you know, the usual stuff. Kind of an anticlimactic finish to the whole fishing saga, but that's okay. I think generally this whole run so far has been really anticlimactic, which I think is part of the appeal of it. It's not some, like, unsurpassable Z or Shawnee Dew level of excitement and intensity, you know. Not that I don't enjoy those guys, but it's a whole different environment. And I guess I did decide to pass out. So we'll see if we sold enough in the earlier part of the day. I hope we did. I think we need like 6,000 gold. So we didn't do good math, which is fine. I think luckily, because I have to wait for Clint's to open anyway, I can just swing by either Willie's or, I guess, Pierre's and just sell stuff. That's fine. So I don't know. It's not the end of the world. Just a little less money than we wanted, so just a little mistake. That's okay. Not all mistakes are a bad thing. Anyway, see you later.